Awesome. Hi, Robert. How are you today?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. So, since you made Shark Boy and Lava Girl, the filmmaking landscape has changed so much. It seems like superhero movies are everywhere, and coming from a comic book outlet, I can't say that about it. But I'm wondering, what is it about We Can Be Heroes that you would say sets it apart from, all
Wow,
the.
so many things. So superheroes are big right now, just the same way Westerns were big for a long time. There were so many Westerns. It was just a genre that you could express all kinds of morality tales and, different types of stories could be explored in that genre. And then Star Wars kind of took over and came up with a new alternative. And even that's still going and space stuff like Star Trek. And then superhero genre, once somebody figured out how to take the great comic books and turn them into a movie that was also great because they weren't always great, then that became a new way of doing like the Western or the space opera. And so that's why it's been around so long. There's really nothing wrong with that. It's just that people aren't watching it just because they want to see people flying around with capes. They're really because of the stories and the characters that they can relate to, even though they're represented in a superhero world, just the way you would relate to a cowboy, even though you never got on a horse back in the days. So this one, though, I was surprised when Netflix asked me, "Could you come up with a family film like Spy Kids or For Our Service or Shark Boy?" Because kids love those movies and they're live action. It's very rare. And originally, I thought, well, superheroes, of course. No one of all the superhero stuff they've done, which is just about all the great comics, spin-off side characters are now becoming heroes, TV shows. No one's done one with kids. Couldn't believe it. No one's done a kid team, like really kids, like young kids, not teens, like 12 and under. So I knew I had to do that, and I knew it would be a really great way to tell mythologies and stories for children, preparing them for the world they're about to inherit, which obviously sucks. I mean, we've screwed it all up. So I wanted that to be part of the story, that parents need to partner with their children, support their ideas that are different than theirs, because they are going to come in and take over, and they're going to have to take over a lot sooner. I saw it happen with my own kids during the making of this film. They're really savvier, really smarter, really prepared, and we need to prepare them even more. So that I wanted that to be the story, and it's a great way to tell it in an entertaining way that everybody can enjoy. Very valuable lessons that are needed for today.
Yeah, I want to pick up on what you're saying about that because the message is so clear at the end. And I understand that this is a kids movie. I'd love to hear you expand on that element of it and why it was so important for you to share this message with kids.
It just was needed at the time, and Spy Kid movies always were like that too. That was sort of the legacy of those movies. They never went and beat the bad guys. They always changed the bad guy through the goodness of their heart. You would never see that like in a Bond film, for instance. With a children's film, a family film, you can tell different kinds of stories that children need to hear, and they watch them over and over again. So when they watch things over and over, you want them to be seeing something that's given them a good lesson in life, how to deal with life. It's another way of parenting. It's like, I love being a parent. I love mentoring. I love teaching others because I learn from them as much as they learn from me. So that I wanted that as part of this film series to be. And I told them we can tell anything we want to teach our children, we can do through these films, through this mythology, because they're going to love these characters. They're going to want to be these characters. And that's why I didn't want the main character to have superpowers, because I wanted the audience to not think, oh, well, before I can go change the world, I have to have this special ability, which I don't have and I'll never have. I wanted the central person to be someone that was like them. And it all hit them really hard. They all, when I showed it to audiences, they all really loved it. She was the one that was the hero, was the one who didn't have powers, because they could relate to that. They could see how they could be important in life and be a key person to create change. So that, those are the things that work really well in a superhero story. And it would feel like you're going to school if you just did it in a regular movie, where here it's so entertaining that the message is kind of hidden, but you get it in a fun way. And that's what good genre films do. That's why superhero movies have been around. They all kind of do that.
All right, so it looks like that's all I have time for. Just wanted to say thanks for your time. I definitely would have eaten this up if I had seen it when I was a kid. So
Yeah, right. Good thing.
I think it's going to go great. Thank you so much and have a good afternoon.